Well, welcome back. Looks like we're on episode 2 already. We've cut the side covers off and the fairing off both sides, and just having a bit of a once over. That battery is dead flat, so we've got to get that charged up. Can't see any major dramas like oil leaks or anything, fluid leaks on this side, so we'll just have a bit of a snoop around here and see what we can find. So, looking a little bit different, we have stripped all the bodywork off, taken the screen off, taken the LCD display out, and that is getting a new key and transponder or whatever has to happen from an electrical point of view. Just making sure, most of this we didn't get on video, we've got a little bit, we'll show you a bit. Just this disconnects these little quick release, push them in, comes off the fuel tank. That one it links up with the out one, so the one on the right hand side of the bike is out, the one on the left hand side is the in. We've just marked them. Got all the electrical connectors here. We've ordered a new tail light. We will order a new fuel connector. What do you call it, Henry?
Cap.
Fuel cap. We'll order a new fuel cap. We've bought oil and a filter. We're not going to do an oil change today, but I thought we'd just show you. Got everything stripped off. The next important thing is going to be the actual key, and getting that key and the intelligent security system or whatever this thing's got all working together. In the meantime, going to give this another clean now that we've got all the body parts off, and then we'll see if we can get the key going. Okay, just as we're waiting for this key to turn up and we've got all the body parts off, we're just doing a few little jobs. First one is we're just going to get this air, the right hand side air cover off. I suppose it's the induction line. It sucks air from the front into the air box. So Henry's just going to pull that off because that will also allow us to check the radiator level. We notice the coolant level appears low. So just pull that, oh, just watch that. Just pull that filter out, Henry. Alright, doesn't look too bad. I think I've got some oil for those type of filters, so we might give that a spray. So I'll leave that out. And then we might have a look at this coolant. I think that needs more, Henry, but we'll see. Oh, that's full. We might top that up, and I don't know where the level is, but we'll work out what the level is on that coolant bottle as well. Alright, well, let's get some coolant first, and then we'll put some spray on that air filter. Just bring some coolant over. And we might need a funnel. Yeah, you're just on that minimum now. Just keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, that's about the maximum, so we'll leave it there. What I might get you to do, just put a little bit in there, Henry, so there's no air gap. Oh, yeah, and we'll put the lid on that and seal it all up. Perfect. Oops, sorry. Righto, put that cap back on that one. Give that a wipe over. Righto. Let's go and see if I can get that oil for the spray on the filter. Righto, we've got the K&N Power Clean. The idea is you spray this on, you start to moisten the filter up, and then keep going. You wash it out. You leave this for about 10 minutes, Henry. You wash it out, and then you put the oil on. Just let me give a spray inside. Don't know. This is just meant to loosen all the dirt and gunk. I'll get that corner there. Righto. Leave that, don't let it get dry. The idea is for 10 minutes, then give it a good wash out, okay? Righto, we've washed this, we've allowed it to dry. It's the next day. I've just got some of this K&N oil, and hopefully it's just a nice, easy. Getting a little bit on your fingers, Henry, but just keep rolling it. Roll it again. Keep going. Try and get a good coverage. See the pink colour. Just let me get those bits there. Right. How's that looking? Reasonably uniform. Alright, just let that dry and then we'll poke that back in. Right. So as soon as that's dry, it's as simple as sliding that in. Then we'll get that other piece on, Henry, on the floor. And just get that over that little intake near the headlight. Right, pop the 3 screws in and we're done. Right, did I mention we're waiting for a key? It's driving us bonkers, but while we're waiting, we've taken the lock out of this rear cowl. So this goes over the back. I've taken the lock mechanism out of that and given to the key locksmith so that he can match the key that he does for the ignition to that, and he's now got the ignition barrel as well. Also, this had a few brakes, so we're waiting for a brake light that goes into this space. Some of this fairing was broken, and so we're just glued that up. And there was a few other bits of fairing that had cracks in them, so we've just glued them. They're all, you couldn't see them, they're all underneath, so parts underneath like this that had come apart, they've all been glued as well. Well guys, look what I got. I got a key. So the key's turned up today. We're going to give it a try. Henry has plugged the dash back in. So Henry, I'll let you do the honours. There's the key. Does it turn? Oh yeah, dash is 27. So this is the first time we've seen the dash. So, what, 27,500 kilometres. It's not huge. 347, that's not correct, but the dash has been disconnected and everything, so that's all good. So it's going, so it looks like it's going through its startup. Now, do you know what any of these lights mean? Neutral light. What's the red one? Oil level, is it? Oh, that's just because it's not running. That'll go off when it runs. Now, that yellow one, is that the immobiliser? Oh, that's a fault light. So what you've just gone there, you've gone through the screen. So does that button cycle through? So that's immobiliser. What's 37? Is that a fault code, is it?
I think so, yeah.
Well, do you want to start it? I'll pull the clutch in. You pull. Just see. I know we've got no fuel, but so that's not doing anything, not turning over anything.
No.
Right. Okay. Now you did say before we started this, Henry, that the immobiliser ring, which is this one, where is it? Here. Needs to be close to the key. Turn that off again. I'll hold the mobiliser up. Still doing its thing. Well, that light's not showing now. So there's no error. See if it'll turn over. Without a fuel tank, it may have a thing to stop it from starting, but I think you've got to have the clutch in too. You're going to need both hands. What happens if you hit the starter now?
Still nothing.
Right. We've got plenty of battery. That's on the charger. I mean, everything's fine. You'd think it'd turn over. Right, guys, we've got the key. Can't get it started still. Right, we'll have a look and see what we can find out, and we'll come back if we can get it started. Right, we still haven't got the bike started, but we do have a brake light. So that's slotted in there. Just give us a bit of a, turn it up the right way, Henry. That looks pretty good. Righto, so we might just try and work out which wires go where, because at least we've got some power. Okay, let's work out which wires are which, and then we'll go from there. We're just diagnosing the wiring because we've got a new light for this tailpiece. We've identified that this piece here is the brake light power source. That's one of the blinkers. We believe this is the other blinker here that I'm just holding there. But someone's cut the end off it, so I'm going to try with this knife and just peel back a bit of wire and see if I can get a nice clean connection. And then we'll do a test of the light. In the meantime, I'll show you what we've done. If you're doing this at home, there's an immobiliser ring sits around that barrel. Come over here, past all the other bikes. It just seems to float around. If it's not close to the key, you end up getting a no start error or an immobiliser error. And we've discovered that seems Ducati glues it to the underside of this barrel shroud. So we've glued it to the underside of that shroud so that when the key goes in, the key is in the top bit there, it's close to the key and activates the immobiliser. So that's what's going on over this end of the world. We've just been doing, as I say, diagnosing. So I'm going to cut that wire now and we'll come back and see if we can get this whole tail piece working, and then we'll turn our mind back to why it's not starting. Right, we've just mocked this up for now. We've just got the light unit sitting in the tail piece. We've wired it up loosely, haven't put anything away. I think it needs that little resistor pack because the LED, it's got a couple of different modes. It just seems to be running very quickly. If I click that mode, I'm not sure it does anything there at all. Do I have to hold it? I don't know. Seems a bit weird. Just pop the front brake on, Henry, so we can. So that's, yeah, that's bright, off, and again, yeah. Okay, we might try that little resistor pack and see if that makes a difference. Is that good?
Yep.
All right, so that's put the ignition barrel back on. We're just going to toy with the idea that maybe there's just not enough cranking current in that old battery, and even though we've got it on the charger, that's not enough, so we're going to jump it off the Everest. So we'll try that. Let's wheel it out, Henry. We'll see how that goes. Righto, so clutch in. The immobiliser's working because we've got that working, so that's good. That bit of glue held that. Righto. See if you can, I know it's going to be hard to hear, but there's the button. No, not cranking. Oh, something.
I let go of the clutch.
Huh?
I let go of the clutch.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Is that what
Yeah. Yeah. Is that's triggering that little lever? That little reed switch on the clutch? There's a little switch there to ensure that it's engaged, I think.
Chuck the tank on.
Huh?
Or you can just chuck the tank on the seat.
Plug it in.
Yeah.
I just wonder, should I put a few more revs on the car?
Do you want me to try and start it while you're revving it?
I'll rev it up and then you just hit the pump. Right, we're just going to try and see if we can get the starter motor to turn over. We can't get it on the key. Henry's got the positive lead over there. I'm just going to earth this out. Is that on, Henry?
Not yet.
Put it on the positive, on the starter motor positive. Now it's not going to start because I don't think we've got anything on. I just want to see if we can turn this over. Is it on?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's doing something. That's the furthest we've got so far. Okay. So why we got, that's working, that's turning over. Why is it not turning over on the starter?
I don't know, is there something wrong with?
There might be a starter button problem. We'll come back to you when we work that one out. Hi guys, that's I think going to wrap up episode 2. Obviously we haven't got it started, but we've got it turning over, so we're halfway there. I'll wrap it up. If you guys have got ideas why that starter button's not working, let me know. I think that's going to be the next challenge, start at the starter button and work our way back. Anyway, I'll obviously be episode 3 when we get this thing started, hopefully.